Run it back for the boys from 69, back for the fans on 12th and Vine. Run it back to back and raise it high.
Hello, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome to the MKE Chiefscast live from the Wolf Den Special Edition, where we will be joined by a very special guest. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Chris, and today we'll be talking with the one and only head coach of your Kansas City Chiefs, Coach Andy Reid. Welcome, Coach Reid.
Almost.
Well,
Almost.
you are the walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo. And we, of course, are sponsored by Complete Weddings and Events, your leading provider of photo, video, DJ, photo booth lighting, and coordination services. So, gents, let's get right to work on this. So, Andy, almost Andy, we want to find out what your three keys to this victory over the Bills we had last night. We're going back to the Super Bowl. What made it happen?
Well, first of all, we weren't expecting that miscue by Hardman. So we kind of had to make up for that. We were expecting to come out really strong. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. One of the things that we knew we had to do is we had to get our defense stuck on those wide receivers. Stephon Diggs, we had to shut him down. So that was our number one thing that we had to do. Number two, not make any mistakes, because this is a great team, well-coached team. They really prepare really well. So we made a mistake, and we were able to overcome that. In fact, you can see that Hardman was a big part of our game plan last night. He got some of the most important yardage, so he made up for that pretty well for us. So again, was to control the tempo, really shut down the passing game for Josh Allen, and to not make any mistakes.
Well, I think we were all really impressed to see how well the team did pick Harden up after that mistake that you mentioned. So you got some great leaders, obviously, in Patrick Mahomes. But what did the coaching staff, what did Dave Tobe say to him after that?
Well, you didn't see him out there on the next one, did you?
Yeah.
We're going to be okay. Everybody makes mistakes. He's a young player still. Normally he's pretty sure-handed. Every once in a while, he gets that one hopper where he thinks he's going to take it to the house, and we just got to make better decisions, better choices. That's all.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things we love about him. So big win last night, and we know that one of the ways that you always like to celebrate is with a good bite to eat after a good victory. So what did the cuisine look like last night for one, Coach Reid?
Well, after a big victory, I like to just go out and get one of my favorite food groups is the cheeseburger. In fact, I consider the cheeseburger a food group. It's one of my main delicacies. Sometimes I go a little further than just the cheese, ketchup, mustard, and onions, and put a little jalapeno or something on there. But my favorite place to go after a game is Town Topic. That's a local Kansas City burger place off of Broadway, and that's one of my favorite places to go. And when I don't get my burger there, Five Guys is my next choice.
Well, there you go, Chris. I know you know Town Topic. What's your favorite thing on the menu there?
Actually, I have not eaten at Town Topic yet, but I know exactly where it is, and used to always see it on commercials. But I got to ask you, Coach, how do you take your burger? You take it medium or?
Well, yeah, it's a funny thing. They never asked me that. I just tell them I need a cheeseburger, fries, and a shake, and they get it all ready for me. They know me pretty well there.
they know better than to not do it right. That's good to know. Okay,
that's absolutely right. Yep, you bet.
So we got a big game coming up just under 2 weeks from now against the Buccaneers, and we got our good old friend Tom Brady coming up. So what are the three keys to victory to take down Tom Brady and the Buccaneers and ruin the party in their house?
Well, he's a great passer. He's the GOAT. So we're going against one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game, if not the greatest quarterback in the history of the game. So we got to do the same thing we did with Josh Allen. We've got to count on our defense. Defense was key. When I was talking to people ahead of the Bills game, that's one thing I told people. I said, hey, don't be surprised. We really got to count on our defense for this game, and we're going to do the same with the Buccaneers. Tom Brady's been suspect to a few interceptions this year, maybe not as crisp, not as sharp, because he's dealing with a different team, different offense, different wide receivers. So what we have to do is we got to keep pressure on Tom Brady. We can't get into zone defense. We can't get relaxed. We got to keep man to man, and we got to be aggressive. We got to be very, very aggressive. We got to get Mahomes going with that short game pass at the beginning of the game, give him some confidence. You see what happens when he gets a little confidence at the beginning of the game. We get those little slant routes, little high percentage plays going there. And then when we get a two score lead or so, which I really believe that we're going to do, our offense is made for that. Then we start running the ball. We start controlling the offense or controlling the clock, running that clock down, keeping it out of Tom Brady's hands.
All right, good stuff. And obviously to get there, you had to hand the Lamar Hunt trophy to Clark once again. Is there anything better than that?
Nothing better than that. I mean, come on, when it comes into the histories of sports in general, not just the NFL, Lamar Hunt, gosh, all the things that he's done, bringing the AFL and the NFL or NFC together and bringing this all together. There's a reason why that trophy is named after him. And boy, isn't it great now that not only this year, but I suspect for a few more years to come, we're going to be hoisting that Lamar Hunt trophy up and having the confetti come down and me going to get a good cheeseburger after the game.
So there you go. You heard the recipe for a great night right here. It's handing the Lamar Hunt trophy to Clark Hunt, a little confetti coming down, and then a great cheeseburger. That's the 3-step process right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask this question. Super Bowl, what's your final score prediction?
Well, I don't really like to predict the score. I think we're all professionals here. These teams are well coached, as I've mentioned. Aaron's done a phenomenal job with that team. They've got a great offense. Tom Brady proved that he can step out of one scheme and step into another, and he's a fantastic quarterback. When it comes to score, I don't really like to predict the score. What I can do is say, listen, we prepared well. We put our players in the right position. We don't make any mistakes, and that's how we win the game. And it's up to them. I can only put the plays in. They've got to, make it happen.
All right. So I got one more question for you before we let you go to get back to the game prep. So I understand you're also a singer, and not only a singer, you're an operatic singer, and you have a track called DT58. So tell us about that song and when that came out.
Hey, I've been a long-time NFL fan. The Chiefs, for 40 years, I've watched the Chiefs. And Derek Thomas actually is my all-time favorite Chief. That might change here in a few years. Derek Thomas never got me a Super Bowl ring. But watching him play in the game, the intensity, he's always fired up. And he was the heart and soul of Kansas City in the 90s when Schottenheimer was here. That's another great coach. He's Marty Schottenheimer. We've been really blessed here in Kansas City with some really fantastic people. When Derek Thomas had that accident and all of Kansas City was praying for him, and then he passed on and touched me very, very deeply. And in one evening, I sat down and wrote the lyrics and the tune to a song, went into the recording studio, and within 24 hours, we had that song out and playing on the radio station, local station, 61 Country actually picked that song up, started playing it. Very, very meaningful to me. And I think about it every year. And his son and I are friends on Facebook. And so I've shared it with him over the years, and just a special person that played in Kansas City. And his Third and Long Foundation, of course, is still going and has touched a lot of young people's lives with that.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to hear any arguments from us. So what's the best way for somebody to track that song down that wants to take it in?
You can find it on SoundCloud. I think I've got it titled DT58, or you can look it up. I think I've changed my SoundCloud to Almost Andy Reid, so you can look it up on there as well.
You bet. It is SoundCloud, Almost Andy Reid, DT58. So check that out. It's a great track. It's great to get you in the mood for remembering Derek Thomas and thinking about the team. And you heard it here. The team is going to be well prepared. You heard it from the man, the myth, the legend, the walrus himself. We're ready to go. We're ready to run it back. So Chiefs Kingdom, good night.
So run it back for the boys from 69, back for the fans on 12.